Can you hear me? Oh, I can hear me. Being autistic, that's all that counts. Hear my new voice. Great. That's what we're going to do. Woo! Embarrassing. It's like your mum waving from stage. Very good. He doesn't know me. Hi, Saeed. I learned a lot about neurotypical. Thank you very much for coming. No rude words in this, don't worry. Find yourself. Take the chair. Thank you very much. Ruby. Yes. This dancing idea was not a good one. For 2 minutes before we start with autistic, we don't start. That's why we're playing the Talking Heads, because David Burton is actually out about being autistic. I bought some toys for my brother's children yesterday in the Princess Street, the young woman behind the counter on my t-shirt, and it turns out she's dyspraxic. Yep, we're everywhere. I can't actually talk to people, and then it turns out there's a connection. Because we've always been there in the first place, but we didn't even know we were autistic. We didn't sound that like we're autistic, but we are, which is how I got diagnosed when I was 41. Right. It's not part of the show, it's kind of an experiment. Oh, we can't handle this, it's too much neurosis. Don't worry, mate, I quite understand. Oh, poor fella. You've still got 2 minutes. I've got a Fitbit, so I know how many minutes, but I don't know how many seconds are going by before we start. 1 o'clock, which is torture for autistic. I can tell you. Hello, sir. Welcome in, Miss Murray. Yeah. Good stuff. We can air condition it. Is it air Shall we begin? Okay. You got the number? Is it 31? It's 32. We're 10 short of the great number, but thank you so much everybody for coming. This is the second year of the free autistic underground's literal liberal self-expression of the truth. We are the Stealth Aspies, Alan and Sarah and myself, and we've had a friend called Chris come. Come in, it's all right, you come in as late as you like.
We're just kicking off. This is
Stealth Aspies, please enter. Hear peace and rejoice. If you can't find a seat, we'll find one. Good stuff. It's just me talking about myself, you're not missing anything. It's 33 now, isn't it? The number has gone up, we're getting towards 42. This is it. Oh, such numbers for everything. How many over there? How many units on the wall? You counted it, didn't you?
38.
There are 38 images on that wall.
Only the stereos. Last year it drove me mad that I never knew, and I didn't have time in each show.
Yeah.
Now I know this year 38 on that wall.
See, hardcore Aspie, brilliant.
Anyway, I like numbers.
Yeah, proper Aspie. Keeps talking when you're trying to talk. Come in, don't worry, you're always welcome. One thing autistic people do is just interrupt, do their own thing, come in anytime you feel like, that's fine. Don't worry. Oh yes. It's probably the last generation of women who will apologise for themselves and be polite. The future ones will just be full-on Boudica types. So us guys are making the best of that before we're like in trouble. Thank you very much for coming. You're a very nice person, bless you. My name is Paul Wady, I think, yeah, and I started the whole thing. And I'm on after this from the 17th to 26th of my solo show where I convert audiences to autism. Yes, I normalise, that's right. This is the Aspie space. You can be yourself in here, you can stim, you can talk to yourself if you want to, you can externalise yourself with us afterwards in the bar. That's the idea of this space. It's the quietest thing we could find. I was diagnosed at the age of 41. I work for the National Autistic Society, in which I go around the country telling professionals terrifying the psyche of people in local and national government and what it's like being autistic. People knock the NES. It's got the most autistic employees. How does that make sense? Okay, my fascinating fact is that when my first girlfriend was autistic, she was 35, I was 30. Neither of us knew we were autistic. She was obviously on the spectrum. Was going back to America, she divorced her husband, but they made it easier. So he divorced her for adultery with persons unknown. That's me.
I'm a guy thing.
You give an answer really proudly. So I'm Sarah Saeed, and I was diagnosed in 2016. That was when I was 38. I'm now 40. I do remember that. Took a moment. So this is my second year with Stealth Aspies. I've been performing and acting and singing and dancing since I was really small. So other kids played out, and I lived in rehearsal rooms and on stages, and I always found that it was easier to be on stage in front of my peers at school than have to talk and deal with them, to be honest. But this is, like I said, my second year, and I've got to say that it's pretty much my favourite show to be on stage in, because it's really nice to just be able to relax and be yourself and not behind a character, etc., for a change. So, hi.
My name is Alain English, English with a Scottish accent. No, and I grew up in Aberdeen, where no one speaks English at all up there. I was born in Alexandria, coast of Loch Lomond, here in Scotland. I grew up in Aberdeen, and I've lived in London for the past 13 years. I was diagnosed at the age of 16, and this was after giving the psychologist I was seeing at the time my life story up until that point, as well as a list of patterns I'd noticed in my own behaviour. So it was... I have no idea why you all found that funny, but... You know, and so the diagnosis was relatively easy. So, I, like Paul, I'm an autism advocate. I train support workers how to support people with Asperger's syndrome, and I've lately been moving into teaching employers how to work with people with Asperger's syndrome. And I also write poetry, some of which you'll be hearing later on. And now and again, I act in plays. Just before coming up to do Stealth Aspies in Edinburgh, I was in a production of Romeo and Juliet, where apparently I made a hell of a Juliet.
Oh, not me again. Okay, 2015 I published this book, which is called Gorilla Aspies, which teaches autistic people how to bully, seduce, manipulate and coerce. In other words, be normal people. And I produced a story, I produced a solo show as well, which is now in its 4th year, which is a PowerPoint presentation of me speaking. And it's a potpourri of the current cutting-edge ideas around neurodiversity. It's got to be an hour and a half long, and I've got the edited version tomorrow for 10 days. And it's also interactive, and everyone can add to it. Anyone here has got any ideas that they see here, they want to add something to the great concept that my friends and I, the Participatory Autistic Research Collective, for example, are putting together, all the Aspie scholars and the global underground, the internet. If you want to add ideas, just speak to us, and you're part of it. And 2 years ago, the great the great fortune to meet a miss called Sarah at the Autism Arts Festival they had in Kent University. It's going to come back next year, so keep an eye out for that. And I know now for a long time since got diagnosed, and we had some other friends, as I said, Chris, who was doing a brilliant poem, and Emma, who was with us for many days on the festival and made unique contributions of her poetry and personal experiences. And our friend Hannah, who was with us last year, whose father is my age, which I find quite frightening. So we're going to give you the real experiences of autistic people from survey responses and also poems and their own writings.
Right, now, so the sharp-eyed among you may look closely at this t-shirt where you might read the sign, "Cure neurotypicals now." Now, okay, now some of you might be thinking, okay, what's a neurotypical? Well, let's lay it down. Here's the definition. Neurotypical, not displaying or characterized by neurologically atypical patterns of thought or behavior. So, in other words, Donald Trump, Theresa May, Boris Johnson are all neurotypical. Who knew?
And we're going to explore that a little bit further with some writing from, Paul mentioned that Emma was with us earlier in our run. Hello. Hi. It's fine. It's cool. Hi. This piece of writing is written by Emma Robdale, who was with us for the first half of the Fringe, and it's called 20 Common Attributes of